All right, here we go, y'all. Back for another one. Let's go ahead and get into it. We got a few of y'all in here, so let's go ahead and get started, man. Cause I'll probably be on here about an hour for sure. So I'm gonna run through these topics real quick. You know. Oh shoot, it is fight week too, ain't it? Of course, I'll do my prediction for the fight later on this week. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, probably tomorrow or Thursday. We'll do my prediction for Roxy and Casey. You know if that works. But yeah, man, we back with another one. Back with another live here. And just a few things I want to discuss, real quick ones before we talk about, the TUF house. I just want to, of course, everybody kind of been asking my thoughts on this situation. It's been going around the Joe Rogan thing. I'm going to be real brief about that, because I have only one way to feel about that. And only one way, I've discussed that in the past, how I feel about the words used by Joe Rogan. So I'll be quick on that one. Let's see who else. Mallory Martin. Got to talk about Mallory Martin, man, because she just got cut from the UFC. Contract wasn't renewed. So what's next for her? Let's talk about that a little bit. And Alexis Davis. What's up with Alexis Davis? She reinvented herself with her win last week. So want to talk about that. And then, of course, TUF 30. All right, y'all got about 6 or 7 y'all. James G, what's going on? Make sure y'all hit the like button as y'all come in and we can get to it. So, yeah, like I said, the TUF house. We got flyweights, more flyweights to the already growing or already big flyweight division as is, So I want to kind of break that down, like, is this a plus for the flyweight division, or should they have gone another direction? Because now that I think about it, it's a lot of flyweights. They're really feeding this division to make it big. I mean, it's almost bigger than the strawweight division right now. I think we can say it's bigger than the bantamweight division, right? Because you have a lot of bantamweights moving down. So it's getting big, man. So I'm saying, like, it kind of made me think now, like, maybe they should have done something else, right? But before we get into all that, man, yeah, my whole thoughts on the Joe Rogan situation. Everybody, has been talking about it. And my whole thing, as far as even if it being, from the past, I still feel the same way about the word. That's how I always am. Like, if I don't use it, I don't think anybody else should use it. If you use it, to me, then, that's pretty much a no-go for me. I'm pretty much disown anybody if they ever use that word towards me now. That's how I feel about it. But it almost seems like people want to hold on to certain things to make it, to use it at a certain particular, like a certain time or particular time. Like, to me, I've always kind of had a question mark over Joe Rogan's head. Like, these certain things he said in the past, even about the comment he made, the Planet of the Apes comment, I've always kind of been like, dang, man, like, I just don't know with this guy, So I've always looked at him in that certain type of way in the past. So I always tried to keep the same energy with people like that, Don't just want to use it whenever my timing feels convenient, when what's wrong is wrong. That's how I feel. Like, I'm not just going to try to hold off at one point and say, okay, this is the time we jump on him. There's a lot of people on YouTube that have always voiced how they felt about Joe Rogan, was he racist or not. They've always been people that would just straight up say how they felt about it, So respect to the people that keep that same energy, But like I said, the use of the N-word, I don't use it. That's how I feel like nobody else should use it, whatever the context is. I think, to me, more so that whole Planet of the Apes thing, saying you're in Africa, I think that was probably the worst of the worst statements he's made, because you're basically saying that you were So you were in that same world like you were in Planet of the Apes, you know. So I don't. Yeah, I can't find any way around that to just try to, soften it up or try to give a person a pass on that. You know, that's how I am. I can't give a person a pass on that, but I'm not gonna waste my energy hating the person either. You know, but they're not gonna have my respect at that. Pine K, what's up? He said, "How do you feel about Nunes, Pena being coaches?" I like it. I like it versus what we were talking about a few months ago, Rose and Carla. I think that's a better choice. You know, I do think that is a better choice. But yeah, that's how I feel about Joe Rogan. Like I said, I'm not really one to go in and try to downplay it. That's not me. But at the same time, I ain't going to spend a lot of time, wasting energy on something he said in the past because, I think a lot of people should have attacked that before. They shouldn't have just let it pile up and then go, okay, now we're going to use it when the time is convenient, So call him out whenever he says it the first time and check that person in, and they won't try to think they have a pass to say it anytime they want. Two Beats, what's going on? Ernest Richardson, Pena versus Pena got rescheduled. Yeah, April 30th, right? I don't know what's going to happen in that fight. I really don't. I'm not sure. Let's see, got a few of y'all in here. Make sure y'all do that. Hit that like. Got 5-7 people in here right now. Just hit the thumbs up so these notifications go out. So yeah, man. What else do we want to talk about though? Mallory Martin. As y'all know, Mallory Martin just got released from the UFC. They didn't renew her contract, so she will not be returning. Let me go ahead and pull up this article here because I just saw it today. Yeah, here it is. Mallory Martin no longer on the UFC roster. So Mallory Martin no longer a part of the UFC. She completed her contract this past December, and she's not re-signing with the promotion. Multiple people with knowledge of this situation told MMAfighting.com. Let's see. Martin has yet to sign with a new promotion. So as y'all know, Mallory Martin, she was one of the new additions to the strawweight division, and always showed heart, always been a tough fighter in there, but always came up short when it came to, her skill set, her technical skills. She came up short in a few fights. Well, got dominated in a couple fights. But she's always been one to show that heart, but never really could make those adjustments in a particular fight. I mean, if y'all saw her last fight against Cheyenne Valismas, there was some good action in there, good moments, good. There was a few exchanges in there, but, Cheyenne Valismas was just able to really keep her at bay, outstrike her, outwork her. And Mallory Martin was just never able to make an adjustment. She couldn't get the fight down to the ground where she needed it. And that was whenever I said, oh, man, this performance here is going to kind of tell us if she's going to be on that chopping block. That's what I'm telling people whenever you're not really showing any growth. And, of course, if you go on those losing streaks, you will be on that chopping block. You'll get a couple chances, but eventually they are going to look to get you out of there. Let's see. Mallory Martin, at the time of leaving the UFC, she's 1-3 between 2019 and 2021. Only win on her resume was Hannah Cyphers. And everybody's kind of made a career off of beating Hannah Cyphers, right? That's crazy. That's kind of been the one fighter everybody kind of throw, the matchmakers throw in there to kind of make a fighter look good on that first pass, right? Everybody scored a win over her in 2020. I think she went 0-4. Who'd she lose to? Agapova 1 year, Angela Hill, a whole bunch of people. I was like, wow. Mackenzie Dern, it's crazy, But the same was about to happen with Mallory Martin, 1-3. Let's see, she had beat Hannah Cyphers, and she lost to Myrna Generoba, Poliana Viana, then Cheyenne Velismus. So, yeah, I think they're doing the right thing. I mean, right now, this is a growing division, and you have a lot of young fighters in there that are just getting better. Verna Generoba, I think that was that one test that was to see if she could get to the ranks. She couldn't beat her. Gave her another test in the veteran, and Poliana Viana couldn't beat her. Next, another up-and-coming prospect in Cheyenne Velismus couldn't beat her. I think that kind of, tells you where you stand, right? I think that was kind of a fair, treatment to her. Let's see here. Yeah, they treated her fair. They gave her, 3 more shots after her win. So, just got to go back to the drawing board. I think there's a few things that she needs to work on. She's been linked up with a good team now. So, hopefully, if, she continues to grow with, who's she working with? Tisha Torres, Miranda Maverick, what's her name? Claire Guthrie, Rocky Pennington. Maybe if that starts, really rubbing off on her, she gets into work. She gets in some good work for a little bit, maybe over a year and a half, and re-sign to Invicta or LFA. She should be, getting the work that she needs. And it can either go up or it can either go down, right? James G said, I thought Pena and Nunes were going to rematch at 145, but Nunes started saying she wants her belt back. I never heard that. I thought it was always going to be 135. James G said, do you think Nunes was saying her knee injury was an excuse? I don't know. I think part of it is true, but you go in there against that opponent, it's all on you to go in there and say, hey, I can come up with another way to win, right? And, cutting that weight, she hasn't made the weight in 2 years, so it's really tough to say, oh, man, she, what if, it's one of them what if situations, what if she had made weight on time, what if she wasn't injured, but I don't want to make those excuses. She really did fight the wrong fight, It should have been on the champion, Amanda Nunes, to go in there, figure out another way to win, and not fall into that game plan of Juliana Pena, right? That's what I seen, going into that second round. He said, do you know if Valentina has a fight coming up? Not yet. No fight scheduled for Valentina yet, but she says she's ready. Marcus Bell, what's going on? So, yeah, Mallory Martin, 1-3, back to the drawing board. Invicta FC, LFA, that should be the target places for her. Or, I would say Bellator, but they don't really have a strawweight division, right? So, maybe not. All right, y'all, what else? Yeah, Alexis Davis, she looked pretty good against Julia Stoyarenko this past weekend, but, it's still tough to say, what level that's going to put her on. Stoyarenko just never really rises to the occasion. Stoyarenko is another one to me that could very well be on her way out the door. I know she just really came back to the organization again, but if she continues to come up short, it might give her one more, and Stoyarenko might get cut. Oh, hold on now. She's on 3-fight losing streak. It's worse than I thought. Never mind. She could be gone now. Let me see. She lost in 2020 against Yana Konoskaya. 2021, she lost against Julia Avila. And then this year, she lost against Alexis Davis. Really been fighting once a year. I think she was coming off an injury or one of them moments, but she had a weigh-in issue, that made her real sick, So, yeah, I it's a little worse than I thought here, man. I mean, she's on a 3-fight losing streak since coming back to the UFC. She hasn't scored one win. You know, she left off with that Invicta fight in 2020. You know, that was a bloodbath. It wasn't really like a great technical performance. It was just like a, exciting fight. But when she came into the UFC, you see the levels already right there. Avila, Konoskaya, Alexis Davis. So, nah, man. I mean, Mallory Martin's 1-3. They got rid of her. They're not re-signing her. Stoyanenko could be very much in the same boat, man. 2B said she chose to live and die by the armbar. Yeah, she did, man. That Stoyanenko would not stop. But, Alexis Davis, like I said, Alexis Davis is she's really seasoned when it comes to them arm bars. I mean, you can see it. You can see how she was just in there using that jiu-jitsu. She's a black belt. She was just comfortable. She'd go right into the fire and get out them arm bars. I didn't know how she was doing it. I mean, her elbow was fully extended at one point, but I was like, dang, she was just sliding up out of them. But Alexis Davis, she showed her level. I mean, I don't know as far as if she would beat some of these higher level fighters again, like even Yana Konoskaya, or who else is in like the mid part? Carol Rosa. Carol Rosa would be another good fight for her to see if she is back. I mean, she says she's been feeling, revamped. So we'll see. We'll see. But yeah, Stoyanenko, I don't know, man. I think she might be on the verge of getting cut. James G. off topic, but I like that. Andrade Lemos have the main event. Yeah, which means, that's a 5-round fight, so it's going to be crazy in there. It's going to be crazy. Yeah, that's going to be a good one, man. I'm telling y'all. All right, y'all got about almost 20 people again, man, so make sure y'all do this. Hit the like. To tell y'all, man, because sometimes those notifications don't be going out when y'all don't hit it. When you don't hit the like button, I mean, more people in here in the chat than there are on the likes. So I be wondering, like, that's why notifications don't ever go out. So just make sure y'all hit that like. All right, so yeah, let's jump into this main topic here. All right, y'all, it's going down May 3rd. We got the new TUF house, Ultimate Fighter 30. As y'all know, there's going to be a cast of men and women, half and half. We got the men's heavyweights, women's flyweights. And I'm going to talk about how I feel about it being flyweights again here in a minute. I'm just going to go down the cast here real quick. Because, I'm going to familiarize some of y'all with these women if y'all don't know them. So if y'all not familiar with the Ultimate Fighter house, it's 6 weeks? 6 weeks exhibition fights leading up to, it's broken down like a tournament, bracket leading up to the winner fighting on a major card, the two winners, on opposite teams. Pena's going to take one half, Nunes will take one half, right? And then there's a fight every show. So we're going to have this show broken up into 16 fighters, of course, 8 heavyweights, 8 women's flyweights. All right. So with that, let me pull this list up and we'll go down all the women this time. Now, pretty much, if you watch Invicta, you'll know a lot of these women. Okay. If you watch Invicta, you'll pretty much say, dang, they just brought in the cast of Invicta like they did with the strawweights back in 2014. So let's see. First up, you got Chantel Coates. Let's pull up some info on her. So Chantel Coates, she is coming in 2-1. And if you don't know, she did score one of the fastest, I think the fastest KO in Invicta FC history. I can't remember like the time on it, but it was a first round knockout. So she's got power in both hands, And then she went in there against Caitlin Salmons, came up short, got submitted. But that was a fight that she was, landing bombs in again. But You know, like they say in MMA, it's never over till it's over, right? What else? Chantel Coates. Who else did she fight back on? She fought back in the summer, I think, against, what is her name? Acosta. Let me see. Yeah, Luciria Acosta. Combate Global. Yeah, that was a good war. It was a split decision win Chantel Coates' way, but you know she pulled it out. So Chantel, she got the call to come into the house. Let's see. Conference. Shikarana. Chica said, who do y'all like in the 1FC strawweight bout between Stamp and Angela Lee? I like Stamp. I mean, Angela Lee won a 2-fight losing streak, I believe, right? She won 1 fight in 2020. She was on a 2-fight losing streak before that, right? Then she won the belt. And then she's been inactive for 2 years. So, I mean, she still got skills. Don't get me wrong. Angela Lee got skills, but I got to factor in the 2-year layoff against Stamp Fairtex and her evolution right now. Stamp is looking good. Stamp's looking strong. Stamp is looking good. So I got to go with Stamp. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So Chantel Coates, let's see, 34 years of age, 2-1, making her way into the TUF house this season. Who else do we got? What is her name? Claire Guthrie, another Invicta fighter. Let me see. Pull her up here real quick for y'all. Yeah, I'm definitely leaning towards Stamp this go round. Let's see. Claire Guthrie. It's another one. Claire Guthrie's 3-1. Another Invicta FC alumni. And some of these, fighters, they've actually been fighting in some other organizations as well. I mean, I think there was a couple Bellators, and there was actually some boxing ladies on this card. I just have to go through here. But yeah, we have Claire Guthrie. Let's see, who did she beat last? Juliana Miller. She fought in LFA. Yeah, so she's like an Invicta veteran. I mean, let me see. All her fights been in Invicta. Like, see, 1, 2, 3, 4. One LFA fight, one LFA fight, and all the rest are Invicta FC fights. So she's always kind of been at a certain level as well. And her last opponent was the next woman on this list. Hold on. Claire Guthrie's 3-1. You got Juliana Miller at 2-1. That's somebody on her resume. Let's see if we can find a picture for y'all here. What we got here? So there's probably gonna be some beef in this house, man. I can tell you that right now. There's gonna be some beef in this house because some of these fighters already faced each other. So there's going to be some history here. So it's not just going to be the champs or the former bantamweight champion and the coach is going at it. Yeah, here we go. Juliana Miller. Let's see. She has 1 loss. Let's see. Yep, 2-1. And 1 loss to Claire Guthrie. She's another one of the veterans, just straight up Invicta. Does a lot of grappling. She's a big jiu-jitsu artist. She's quick on the ground. High-paced. That fight with Claire Guthrie a while back. She was in it. She was all over Claire Guthrie. But Claire Guthrie had the skills to keep her back, and the striking to keep her off. So, we'll see. We'll see if they get lined up to fight again. See if she has the chance to avenge that loss. All right. Who else we got on this thing? Caitlin Neal. She sounds familiar. Yeah, she was. Yeah, this is another Bellator fighter we got here. Yeah, Caitlin Neal. She's one of the more experienced ones on here with 5-4. She does a lot of local organizations. You know, she's done LFA, Bellator, Invicta. You know, she's been around. There's another one that's been around. So let me see if I got a picture of her here. Pull her up. Caitlin Neal. I think there's a photo of her. Oh, there it is. Just kind of a small one there. Yeah, she's a matter of fact. I think I called a couple of her fights, man. Just because she's been Bellator, Invicta, and LFA. Yeah, she's one of the more seasoned fighters on this list at 5-4. All right. Okay, let's see who else we got on this thing. Catherine Paprocki. Yeah, I've seen this one before. Catherine Paprocki. I mean, who wanted Rose and Calder to be champion? I know some of y'all did, right? I mean, I think I prefer Pena and Nunes though, really. Yeah, when it came down to it, I'd rather have Pena and Nunes. They are going to bring some drama up in there. All right. There's the next fighter, Catherine Paprocki. She is 3-2. Yeah, like I said, I've seen her box before. You know, she's also a boxer. Let me see how many. Yeah, she has a lot of fights on her resume, I think. Yeah, she's done boxing and MMA. So, yeah, she's been in the game for a minute, fighting in LFA. She fought in the Contender Series. That's the fight I remember calling. I did a post fight on one of her fights. Yeah, she had lost in the Contender Series, so she's making her way back through the TUF house. All right. Emily Ducote's on her resume. And another fighter that's going to be in this house is on her resume. Melissa Odessa Parker, who's 2-1. Now, she's a veteran, you know, as far as just fighting. You know, she's done boxing. I think she's done some grappling, somebody's told me. She's done mostly boxing, though. So, this is another fighter that has history here. So, you might see these two lined up. Let me see if we have a picture of her. Emily Cody. It's Melissa Odessa Parker. Yeah, she tried to make that. She's trying to make that transition into this world, because y'all know women's boxing, it's not making money like that, right? So Melissa Odessa Parker, one of the more seasoned fighters with hands. She's 5-0, excuse me. Yeah, she's 5-0. So I think she's going to be the one that a lot of people are going to be looking at. Like I said, she got a little bit of history with somebody in the house, with Catherine Paprocki in the boxing ring. You know, she stopped Catherine Paprocki in the boxing ring. So, you know, when they get in there, there's going to be a lot of talk about that. So they might line them two up to fight. Paprocki and Parker are going to be lined up to fight in the MMA cage. You know, first time around they fought in the boxing ring. Now we're going to see if they put them in the ring. I mean, we're going to see if they put them in the cage. She stopped her in the boxing ring. Can she do it in the octagon? Totally different world. So she actually has one loss on her MMA record, though. She lost to Sydney Trio. I know y'all seen her in the, you know, she's part of LFA. Yeah, she's 5-0 in the boxing world, but she's trying to transition to the world of WMMA because, you know, the money's not that good. Money's not that good over there. So, all right. And I'm going to pull these two up here because I was just talking about these two. I was just talking about these two getting their chances. Honestly, they should just be signed though. All right, y'all know these next two because I was just talking about these two when they were gonna do the TUF house. I said there's a very, very high chance they sign both of these fighters. Let's see, where you at? There's one Helen Peralta, and boom, Rogan, Walker, Sanchez. All right. So all y'all know Helen Peralta is just coming off a win a few weeks back in Invicta. You know, she's 5-2. You know, she's known as a hard hitter. You know, she's seasoned. She's like, what, 30, in her 30s, like 32, 33? Yeah. So she's been in the game for a minute. Helen Peralta, you know, she's done the bare knuckle boxing. You know, she's done BKFC, so she's a hard striker. Her first loss came to Kay Hansen, though. I picked Helen Peralta to win that fight, but she got in there, got beat down by Kay Hansen. I couldn't believe that, man. That was crazy. You know, early in her career, she beat Cheyenne Velismus. You know, then she went to the BKFC, beat Caitlin Salmons. As y'all know, her last performance was against Elise Pone. You know, so she's got some skills. You know, definitely got good stand up, good inside fighting game. It'll be interesting to see if she can transition it to the UFC level, though. You know, I'm ready to see if she can do that now. You know, time is ticking for her. You know, she's already, like I said, 33. I know she's only like 5'1". You know, she's fought at 115 a lot, but she said she feels good at 125. You know, so we'll see if she can translate that type of strength against these bigger fighters. Like, who else you got? Like these big flyweights like Montana, Melissa Gatto, the new one, Karine Silva. She has a fight coming up. You know, those are the big flyweights. So we'll see if she can handle that weight. She says she can. I mean, she's got power and everything, but we'll see if she can handle that size, man. I keep forgetting that she's that short, 5'1", and her physique does look like a 115er to me. Helen Peralta, that is. You know. Now I like her though. I mean, she puts on some good fights, but you know, I'm still. Actually, yeah, I'm thinking about it. She would probably make a nice addition to 115. You know. Maybe she'll go down if they do sign her though. We'll see. But she's bringing an experience. Another one bringing experience. The last one on the list is Brogan, Walker, Sanchez. Is 7-2. She's about 32 years old. Let me see. Yep, 32 years old. She's got a good resume. Pretty good resume. You know, she's a mauler, pressure fighter, strong as well. One of her big wins was dominant victory she put on Miranda Maverick. You know, in the Invicta. I seen that fight. You know, that was a good one. She fought for PXC most of her career, early career, and she jumped to Invicta. So she's only been in 2 organizations, but this one here, you know, Brogan, she's been growing, and it's about her time too. You know, she's in that Manon Firo, you know, age group. You know, one of them fighters that gotta go ahead and get it now. You know, like I said, she's fought Miranda Maverick. That was a dominant performance. She really mauled her in that fight. And I think that was similar to what Erin Blanchfield, you know, that was one of those keys to victory that I think Erin, they watched that tape probably. They watched that tape and said, this is what we're going to do to Miranda, you know, because Brogan already did that, right? Speaking of Erin, Brogan's fought her, but she lost, got beat. You know, Erin, that's whenever you can see Erin had them skill sets, man. Erin, she pretty much won unanimous decision over Brogan. You know, so you see styles make fights. Yeah, Erin, yeah, I remember that fight. Yeah, Erin beat her pretty decisively. And she lost to Pearl, came back, choked out Emily King. So, yeah, that's your list of fights right there. Let me take a look at the comment section real quick. Conference said tough guys primarily came from the Midwest, I'm guessing, due to Dana White's TV show. the women seem a bit more diverse and scouted. Is WMMA becoming a UFC priority in your opinion? I'd say WMMA is probably like a 80, maybe 75 to 80%. It's still hard to say because they don't put that many fights on a card. You know what I mean? Like, I'd say it'd be high priority if you had like an even number of women's fights on a card. I mean, there's still sometimes you get one fight a card. Like last weekend, all you had was Alexis Davis versus what's her name, Stoyarenko. That was the only fight we had in WMMA last weekend. Sometimes you have a card with just all men. So it's more growing, but I can't really say it's like priority yet. You know, I think it's 75%, 80% there, somewhere in that range. You know, it's still all about the men when it comes down to it, right? 2B said, Helen Peralta lost some points with me against Caitlin for implementing that blanket of doom. Oh, man. Yeah, she, other than that, man, she brings it, though, man. She be bringing it. I mean, she was probably just looking for that solid way to win. You know, she didn't want to do anything else, but, you know, you crazy. Stray said, Josiane Nunes, new signing Jennifer Gonzalez, Wu Yanan pulled out. I ain't hear about that. Dang, I ain't even hear about that. Said Jennifer Gonzalez pulled out a fight. I didn't hear about that. I'm about to look into that. Zama said Rose and Carla are both boring. Yeah, when it came down to it, it had to be all about the entertainment part. You know? 2B said, when you drop in your prediction for O'Neal Modafferi, probably tomorrow. Or I might record it tomorrow, then I'll put it out Thursday. Yeah, that's what I'll probably do. James G said Julia Avila and the other Nunes are the only two I can see to make things fun. Yeah, as of right now. Jamin said, where's Karina Rodriguez, Teresa Bleda? That roster is terrible. Peralta will have a cakewalk. Yeah, I was hoping that Karina Rodriguez would be here, man. Teresa Bleda, she's at 135 though, right? I thought Teresa Bleda, she's at 135. All right, just kind of going back to your comments here. Podcast said Rose probably fighting on the May card. I wonder, she might be fighting in like June or something with Valentina or something. James G said Rose should be fighting, or maybe she'll be on the summer card with Usman again. Yeah, they might have the same turnaround. Yeah, Lee has a lot of questions on conference. Yeah, got a lot of questions. He said, do you think that's due to the UFC seeding lighter WMMA weights to one and rising? One has scooped up the majority of the talent. I'm glad you brought that up because that's what we're about to talk about now. Before we talk about Nunes and Pena's coaches, what do y'all think, man? Like I said, I actually had a fighter hit me up and say they wish they would have did featherweights. And, you know, I thought about it. I was like, yeah, I agree, man. Like, I 100% agree. It's just that I know that the UFC is not really pushing featherweights, though. Like, believe me, I would have taken atom weights, 8 atom weights or 16 atom weights, however they want to do it. Well, atom weights, they're to the point where they just need to sign 16. Don't even do a show. You got enough 105s out there. Just sign 16 of them and you got a division. The featherweights, yeah, like, I would have loved to see them sign featherweights. Try to restart what they did in 2018, redo it, but I've just been losing faith in them with that. But I would have loved it because, honestly, we have enough flyweights. I know normally I wouldn't say that because I like the flyweight division, but we got more than enough. I mean, you got 15 ranked and you got over 20 unranked. So you got over 30 some odd flyweights. I know I bring that up a lot, but I'm just telling y'all, that's how many flyweights y'all got. Like, I went through the list once, came out to be over 30 on this channel. A little over 30, like 35, I think. The straw weights, on the other hand, like, they seem a little bit smaller. Bantamweight needs some fighters. So maybe if they would have did bantamweight, I would have been mad about that. Or if they would have brought in 8 featherweights like Chelsea Chandler and these fighters that are willing to go to 145, because that's a division that needs to build. Like, you can't continue to have Nunes walk around here with a featherweight belt and you won't have any competition. Granted, you got Norma Dumont and Macy Chiasson fighting at 145, but other than that, who else do you got? You don't have any other featherweights. I mean, you still got, what's her name, Dos Santos. If they keep her, Felicia's gone, Megan's gone, the Cyborg's gone. Dang, who else is there? Aspen Ladd, if she can't make 135 every now and then, depends on how she feels, So you don't really have you don't have a division there. So this is the opportunity to jump on, in my opinion. It would have been nice for them to say, yeah, let's get 8 featherweights in here. 8 or 10, I mean, these are some good names here, Like I said, they're all getting their chance now. I think that's what they're kind of looking at. You got some 30-somethings here that have been career fighters at Invicta, veterans at Invicta, but they don't want to go ahead and sign them. So they said, let's go ahead and let them fight it out, and then we'll sign the winners. That's why they don't want to, like, overstock. But eventually, they are going to sign some of these girls, even if they don't win. Of course, the winner's going to get their chance. But then after that, some of the others are still going to pick up. But it comes down to it, man. Yeah, flyweights is getting a lot of attention right now. But I would love to see them try to build the featherweight division. I mean, as much as I say I don't have any more faith in it, if they try to build it, I'll be cool with that. I'll be cool with it. Pine Case, what do you think of Maria and Marina? I can't count out Marina's skill set, though. I mean, she ain't been training right, and she been pulling out of a lot of fights. But Marina Moreau, I can't count her out. Marina Moreau is dangerous. You don't know if Agapova might come in there fighting off emotion either. So I'd say maybe like 55-45 for Agapova. Still close. Stray said, any word on Chikagan's contract? I don't think so. I haven't heard nothing yet. They really are dragging her feet on it, man. They dragging their feet. They ain't said nothing. Caitlyn need to be re-signed, though. They need to re-sign her. Marcus said, I hope Helen is ready for the UFC since the flyweights a grappler heavy division. Yeah, you're right, Marcus. I'm glad you brought that up because, Helen got power for 115 and for Invicta level, but she got ground and pound by Kay Hansen. You remember that, Marcus? She got ground and pound by Kay Hansen. I remember I was watching that fight that night. I was like, dang. I was picking Helen win. I was like, dang, man. So yeah, she gotta be careful. She gotta be careful because I don't know if she got the frame. She's 5'1", 5'2". We'll see, man. We will see. But yeah, overall, these are all the women. And like I said, we'll have some more additions to the flyweight division, which means that some people are going to be getting cut. If they don't look good, they're going to be trimming this division down as they go. Delete some of these photos here. So everybody got to be on their P's and Q's right now. Jillian Robertson, Montana, with these newcomers coming in, they got to be on it. Because I think as fast as they sign flyweights, they're going to cut them just as fast. Podcast said, where is Jermaine? I don't know where she's at, man. I have no idea where she's at. Aldana got a different fight. Who's Jermaine? Yeah, Aldana's going to be fighting Aspen Ladd. I don't know. Jermaine still ain't signed a fight yet. He still ain't signed a fight yet. But yeah, let's talk about the coaches. Juliana Pena and Amanda Nunes. But yeah, I like this pairing better than Rose and Carla. Just because, like, Carla, Rose, good fighters, but they don't really have that personality They don't have that personality to carry a show, right? They don't have that type of personality that's going to be like polarizing and bringing that drama, or even bringing that type of killer instinct out of themselves or the fighters they're training, right? Like, yeah, Carla, she might give a fighter some good points. Rose might give a fighter some good points. You know, she might be a good training partner. You know, JJ Aldridge likes training with her. You know, but when it comes down to kind of igniting the flame in these fighters, I don't know if they'll have that for what the show is looking for, right? You know, Rose kind of avoids that type, I guess, you know, that type of drama. Oh, she did start up some last year. But Carla never really has that type of personality, right? You know, but when it comes down to it, Pena and Nunes, they have something going on right now that putting them in the same room, I won't say there's going to be drama like Tate and Rousey were, but there's going to be some moments. Podcast say how the Pena going to be a coach and she ain't that good herself. Well, it's not. Look, Juliana Pena is good, right? She's a good fighter. But it's not even the fact that she's on that high level yet. She's got Nunes' belt. It's all about the rivalry here, you know? Because you could even say that about Tate then at the time, you know? Because Rousey already beat Miesha Tate before in Strike Force. You know? I think Miesha Tate was decent at the time she was on the TUF house, but everybody knew she wasn't going to be like a big threat to Ronda Rousey at the time. So it's not really about her being on the same level as Nunes, but it's the fact that she beat Nunes and has her belt. It's all about building up a war right here and building up the rematch. Like, some people were good coaches but not good fighters, you know? So she might actually be a better coach than she is a fighter. You know? I mean, I'll take it, though. I mean, I want to see what type of interaction they have and, you know, what they can bring out of these fighters, though. But, yeah, she's good. I think she's just very reckless in there. Like, this girl has a, you know, high background and, you know, some of the best wrestling out there. You know, not the best striker. You know, she's been picking that up, but I think that Juliana Pena has something to offer coming in here. You know, it's about like the Miesha Tate level, you know, back in the Rousey Tate days, you know. So, but the thing is, she has the belt. That's what it's going to come down to. So, yeah, I think it's decent. And, yeah, she's been there before. Yeah, Robot Chickens, yeah, she's a tough winner. You know, that means she can say, oh, man, like, I went from tough house, tough winner, to coach, tough coach, you know. To be said, it's all about the drama. Yeah, it's about that drama. You know, that's a big part. You know, because, like I was saying, they want, this is a show, you know, when it comes down to it. They know this the fight game, but it's still a show where you got to bring in ratings. Like, doing a tough house, yeah, everybody wants to see the fights when it's fight time. But during the actual show, it's got to play out like a drama. You know, there's got to be some dramatic moments in there. Some people acting extra. You know, some people going to be acting extra. So it's like, we need two fighters that are going to bring out that type of energy. To be said, it's all about the drama. Yeah. Pine said they should have done Kobe and Jorge. That would have been fire. Oh man, there would have been a lot of ignorance going on in there. That would have been an ignorance show, boy. They would have had to have a lot of security guards in there. You know, they would have had to have somebody. You know, the heavyweights gonna be pulling them off each other every minute they can get, because they're gonna be trying to go at it every minute they can get. They'll be throwing stuff. Conference said, yeah, she can give them lessons on how to be a world champion. Yeah. Yeah, she's fearless to her detriment. Yeah, that's the thing. Um, Pena you might not see Pena as a high level GOAT like Shevchenko or Nunes, but her attitude and the recklessness she brings is what they need. That's what the fight game needs. You need somebody that's gonna bring that type of action. Like, yeah, we want to see. Yeah, you might be a fan. Like, I'm a fan of the best dominant fighters out there. I love to see fighters that can make it one sided, but there's still the fan base, casual fan base that likes the Pena type of fighters. That go into the fire and they like to talk the trash and go in there and take crazy chances. Two beats of that would be huge. Yeah, it would be a huge draw. If it was them two, it would be crazy. There'd be a lot of craziness going on, ignorance. Converse said, Covington Masvidal has no real belt to build the season around. Otherwise, it would have been a bit of a deal. Yeah, that's another thing. Like, it's not a title fight. Like, they need to build this one up because I think this rematch is gonna be bigger, of course, in the first fight. So this was the time to capitalize. I mean, Pena pulls off the biggest upset right around the time of the new TUF house coming in. I mean, that's pretty much a open and shut case, right? They said, oh man, these two just put on one of the biggest WMMA performances. Pena just submitted the champion, the 2-division champion. And now we got a TUF house. Oh yeah, we got to capitalize. It's like they did with, what's his name? Name forgets me right now, but this was a time to capitalize on it. Robot Chicken says Sterling and Yon could have been coaches too. Yeah, Aljamain Sterling, I think he's a pretty solid coach. People might be mad at him because he got the belt right now, but I think he's a good coach, Robert Whitaker was a coach. Which year was he a coach? Was he the coach for? I can't even remember. Was it 2018? Brian Williams, he said he didn't get a notification. Yeah, that's what I said. Like, that's why I be telling people to make sure you hit the thumbs up because you won't get notifications for some reason. Notifications don't go out. So I said when you have like 20 people, only 9 likes, go ahead and hit that like button so you'll get a notification. Yeah, I'm sure some of y'all already did, but I'm just saying, like, it's gonna be like that. Yeah, man, but I think this one here is definitely gonna do something big for WMMA. What Pena's doing here, what Nunes is doing. I really would have liked to see them do featherweights though. It would have been nice to put in 8 featherweights. Then that way Nunes could have said, oh man, like, let's get these girls trained up. I could possibly have a title defense against one of these girls to defend my featherweight belt. Right? But yeah. What do y'all think though? That's pretty much my thoughts on the whole situation. I'm looking forward to it. Like I said, we got a lot of Invicta veterans in here, some women's boxers. So it's going to be interesting, man. There's going to be drama. Fighters that already fought each other. Like I said, who fought? Claire Guthrie, Juliana Miller. They've already fought before. So you can see them trying to run that back. There's going to be drama there. Melissa Parker, Catherine Paprocki. Melissa Parker stopped her in the boxing ring. So they might try to line them up to fight in the cage, man. So there's some history in this house, like, with these girls. There's going to be some drama in there. Somebody's going to be saying, oh, I knocked you out in boxing before, And somebody's going to say, oh, let me see you do it in the cage then. So it's going to be interesting. A lot of veterans here. I think the ones like Brogan and Helen Peralta, the more mature fighters, the older fighters, and even like the quieter fighters like Chantel Coates, the ones that don't really do a lot of talking, they might be the ones that are more chill here. But I have my picks on who might be the loud ones in this house, if there is any, like the ones who start the drama. I ain't gonna say them yet, but I think the ones with the kind of wilder personalities here, there's gonna be a couple of them in this house. I don't know if they go to that Beck Rawlins and Angela Magana level like they did in the past, but I can see the ones in here kind of stirring the pot to get it going. I can see 2 or 3 of them doing that. The ones like Brogan and Helen Peralta, well, Helen be she knows how to get under people's skin, so I don't know. I might not be able to count her. She might be one of the ones that get under a fighter's skin because she knows how to do that. But she's not really like loud about it. So Brogan, I'd say she's one of the more, older ones that's trying to get it. She just wants to get in. Chantel. But there's a few of them in there that are going to be starting it up. Ravioli said Pena will win again. MMA Art said Pena will mop the floor with Nunes again. He said Nunes got exposed. He's got the worst gas tank since the beginning of the WMMA. He said Pena and Zingano will beat her again and again. Dang. I don't know about Kat. I mean, Juliana Pena, she could. But I don't know about Kat. To say Nunes hasn't improved as a fighter, that'd be wrong to say. Because Nunes has improved more than Kat has in the past, 6-7 years since they fought. So her chances against Kat would still be good, or would be better. But Pena is the one we're all kind of wondering about on the mental edge side, right? 2B said he'd love to see Val do a TUF. Stray said could have used Black Beast and Bam Bam as heavyweight coaches. Oh boy, that would be. Conver said if the UFC were serious about talent development via TUF, they would be bringing in people like Sakuraba, Dan Severn, the coach instead of current champs and contenders. Yeah, I think maybe they want the champions to kind of rub off on the up and comers. Like maybe that's their take on it. They want to maybe show these up and comers that this is how a champ moves. Like when they did Joanna and Claudia, or like how high level fighters and contenders do. Kelvin Gastelum, wasn't he up there with was he on the one with Robert Whitaker? Dang, I keep forgetting that one. Straight says strange the UFC targeted Invicta girls and none from Bellator. Bellator must have better contracts. Yeah, I think Bellator's got better money than Invicta for sure. Especially when you go into the higher level, like of course, like the top 5, they're getting paid pretty decent. Lima Lay McFarland, I don't see her ever going to the UFC, but they did sign a few girls that have fought in Bellator, but they couldn't grab any of the current ones though. Like Caitlin Neal fought. Was it Caitlin Neal? One of them just fought maybe like 1 or 2 fights for Bellator, but they were never really like career Bellator fighters. But yeah, they usually go with the Invicta girls because they are the ones that I think they're the easier, the kind of, well, before when they were with UFC Fight Pass, it was easier. They were under that contract, but I think it's still kind of the same transition. It's a little bit smoother because Invicta's not the competition like Bellator is. So, Bellator's money is going to be better than Invicta because it's still a bigger organization. So. Yeah, Ryan, we were talking about that before you got here. Yeah, you want to see drama in there. You want to see some type of animosity in there that's going to build up the big fight. That's one reason that they do the TUF House with champions, because it's also promotion. Yeah, it's not just about building up fighters, unfortunately, but it's about promotion for the next big fight. It's promotion for a rematch, a potential blockbuster in the making. This is 6 weeks of promotion. 6 weeks of promotion. So they're going to get two rivals that can stir it up, stir the pot, and, get it going and get more people into it. The ones that are going to bring drama to the ratings as well. MMA Art said at featherweight, Amanda beats Cat 200%, but at bantamweight, I think Cat beats her because Amanda won't last 2 rounds without gassing. Cat with ragdollers. As soon as we saw in the first fight. I don't know, man. I think she still wins at 135. I think her power might still be more of a factor here. Just because the fact, Cat is already damaged goods now. Cat's already discussed the brain damage she suffered, so I don't know if she could take as many punches like she could back then. 2B said, I've seen countless Valentina interviews. Valentina can definitely make things interesting from a competitive standpoint. Her passion to want to crush the other team. Yeah. Yeah, he said Valentina is very competitive with the right coach opposing. I could see Val getting spicy. He said it won't be drama. Yeah, on ratings, they want table flipping, drink throwing. They want wall punching, door punching. They want shoving. They don't want just competitive talk, which is sad. I mean, yeah, Valentina would bring like the competitive side out. But if it was like Valentina and Nunes, I don't think it would ever there would ever be like a threat of a physical confrontation, Like Valentina is very competitive and can do that, but I think there's still that part where they want to see tables flipping. Nunes and Shevchenko, yeah, it won't ever come to that, I don't think, with them two. I mean, she did put her hand on her in that rematch with her, fist, where she kind of pushed Valentina's face, but I don't think they would do that now. So yeah, what else? Yeah, those are the main things I want to discuss today, man. Like I said, I don't want to be on here too long today. Maybe I'll do another 15 minutes, but what else? Roxy Valentina has no current dance partner, though. Who could they use? Yeah, that's another thing. Like, you need a rival. Everybody needs a rival when you get on here, in my opinion, to make it electrifying for the show. To make the show's ratings go up, and to also promote the big fight. You need to have somebody that has a rivalry. Somebody that has a dance partner that's going to bring the worst out of them or bring the best out of them, or really get under their skin. And it's the closest thing to that. Valentina doesn't really have that at flyweight. Everybody she pretty much owns. With Nunes and Pena, we need a 50-50 situation here. All right, y'all, let's jump to, I'm going to do my prediction tomorrow. Let's talk Roxy and Casey, though. Let's talk Roxy and Casey one more time. Well, yeah, right. This ain't one more time. We're going to keep talking about it. We're going to keep talking about it until... I was looking at Casey O'Neal's interview on, what's his name? Ariel Helwani's show. And she got confidence, boy. She piping with confidence right now. And then I went back and watched a lot of Casey O'Neal's fights and Roxy's fights last night. I'm trying to decide here, man. Like, how's this thing gonna play out? Is the striking and strength enough to get Roxy's respect? Yeah, the two beats. Let's put it up. Here we go. We ain't gonna go too much in tonight because I'm just chilling. So, and I didn't I forgot to hold on. Where? Dang, I can't put this picture up here. Hang on, y'all. Trying to bring the picture up here. Yeah, let's go ahead and talk about it. What y'all got in the chat? This is fight weekend, so we gotta discuss it. What is Casey O'Neill gonna do to offset Roxanne Modafferi? What has she got that Roxanne's never seen before? That's the question. And that picture won't even come up. What is she gonna do? That's what I need to know. Like, what is Casey O'Neill gonna bring that's gonna be special or that's just so overpowering? Because when I looked at these fighters like Viviane Araújo, Taylor Santos of most recent years, Lauren Murphy and them, to me, I put money on those. I could put money on those fights and guarantee that they would beat Roxanne. I think I picked Macy to beat Roxanne, but I didn't bet on that one. I didn't feel confident in that for sure. No. But like the ones where I said they had something, like Araújo, Santos, who else did I say? Yeah, Murphy, Jennifer Maya. I had picked them hands down. Hands down, because I knew they had the strength in takedown defense, and they also had the ground game that is very, very critical in beating a fighter of Roxanne's awkward style. You know, you got to be able to shut Roxanne down physically. You got to be able to outstrike her. You got to have the speed. And, you know, you got to have the takedown defense. You got to have the footwork to control her, because her footwork is very awkward as well, you know. And if you don't have any of that, it's going to be a tough night. Like Andrea Lee in the rematch with Roxy, I couldn't pick her. Like I was thinking she could do it, but I was not confident, because Roxy just kind of has her number. You know, Roxy is that one that has her number. You know, she just has that style. Like it's just very awkward pace for her, you know. To be said, Casey mentioned that she believes this fight will be a good chance for her to showcase how good her striking is. Everything she said thus far, she's done, but this is the biggest if. Yeah, definitely. Jama said it goes the distance. Marcus said Roxy's jab does exist. Yes, it does. Her jab exists. Robot Chicken says it's not about that. Roxy is got one foot out the door. Casey's hungry. It's still about that. Depends on how she wants to go out. Yeah, Casey says she's hungry, but it's still all about that, man. Because if Casey wins, she still got to look good. You know, she still got to look good, because if she wins with a split decision, that's still going to tell us something, right? I mean, if that's what you meant, but I'm thinking that no, it's still about having the tools to beat Roxy and shutting her down like these other girls did. Brian said Casey has a long jab. It's not especially fast, but it's effective. But Roxy said she's going to do all the things she wanted to try in this fight. That's what I'm curious about too. Is Roxy really going to do that? Like, is Roxy really going to come into this fight and you use everything that she's ever wanted to do? Because if she does that, I mean, that's still a lot of skill there. That's 50 fights. Like, it's hard for me to pick against a fighter with 50 fights on their resume, even if they have 20 losses, because that's a lot of experience there. You know, Roxy's seen a lot of different things. And like I said, her style can be very agitating to some of these newcomers. You know, Roxy, that off-rhythm lateral movement and her straight jab. One thing I know Casey O'Neill's going to have to do is throw combinations up the middle, like, you know, Araújo and Santos did. You know, you can't let her set the pace. You got to punch through her strikes. Like, Roxy's not the hardest hitter, so you can kind of weather through her strikes to get yours off. Like Casey, yeah, she got a long jab and long right hand. So it's going to kind of be battle the timing here. Neither one of these fighters are like really, really fast. Roxy and Casey, neither one are like fast. They have this awkward speed, that you can't see coming, and by the time you do, it's too late. That's kind of what it's like with them two. But I don't know. We all know, this being Roxy's last fight, we know who has to look good here, right? Hang on here. Nope. Take that off. We know who has to go in here and look good. Let's see here. The All-Star, they already put the information up here, so let's pull this thing up. Let me just take a look. Maybe I'll use this when I do my tail of the tape. What the heck? Trying to pull a photo up, but sometimes these things be acting crazy. All right. Save that. Okay. There we go. All right, so let's take a look at the tail of the tape of these two here real quick. Conference said War Roxy. Everybody going. Everybody think Roxy got a big chance, though. That's what I'm saying. Like, you can't really pick against a fighter with over 50 fights, man. It's, depending on what type of stage they are in, too. That's a big part of it. All right, so we have, let's see, Casey and Roxy right here, right? Big age difference there. A decade and a half, 15 years difference, right? So when you look at this table, the tape has a good showing of how you can measure it just a little bit, because you never know what can happen in MMA. So let's see, fights. Casey O'Neal's 8-0, right? And then you got Roxy, 25 wins, 19 losses. Some people see that 19 losses and they get hung up on that. They think the fighter doesn't have anything to offer. You saw what happened to Antonina Shevchenko and Macy Barber, though. Andrea Lee. Doesn't mean much. So, somebody with 8-0, a lot of pressure on him against a fighter with almost 50 fights. Then let's see, who has more KOs? Roxy's got 6 submissions. Finishes for Casey, 3 knockouts, 2 submissions. She's finished all 3 of her UFC opponents. Her finish rate's a little bit faster because she has less opponents too. Reach is about the same. Roxy's got a 1-inch height advantage. So yeah, really, really hard to just do some analyzation here, do a solid analysis on it, because they're just so far apart on where they're at. And the question with Roxy is she really going to go all out, right? And then the other question for Casey is, does Casey have everything she needs for this high level of a fighter? I mean, it sounds like it, looks like it when she's training. She is improving. So I give Casey a lot of credit. Like, she's working. She's working every day to get better. And I would like to see somebody like Casey O'Neal get a win in dominant fashion, or possibly a finish. Because if she gets a finish, that's going to make other people say, wow, like she did something like the ladies of recent couldn't do, even like Taylor Santos couldn't do. But I really don't see Casey O'Neal scoring a finish, though. I don't really see her having that type of pop. Unless, again, Roxy just gives up. Does anybody see Roxy giving up? Because when you think of them, the medical scares that she's been thinking about, we don't know. Yeah, 2BC had the pressures on her. But what if Roxanne starts to feel like I need to take the foot off the gas in the fight because she starts thinking about those headaches or something. You know? Mark said Casey dies. Oh, Casey does have the highest finishing rate, but then again, yeah, we'll have to look back at the competition. Right. Yeah, you definitely got to look at the competition level and the fact that she only has 8 fights. So 8 fights, and you do the percentage math, it's going to look higher because she has less to work with. Darby Crash said Roxy was content just being in the UFC, has zero desire to fight Valentina. Yeah, she never wanted to go to that level. So it's hard for me to say she wants to go in here and knock Casey O'Neill out. She hasn't really knocked anybody out as of recent. Maybe she just wants to go in here, look good, give her last hurrah, and be happy with that. Robot Chick said a lot of people are on Whitaker. Team Izzy for me. Yeah, I'm still going with Izzy in this fight. Brian Williams said, from the standpoint of the sentiment, I really want to see Roxy go out on a win, but for the sake of the division, I wouldn't mind seeing Casey pull it out. Yeah, I'm kind of in the same boat here. Like, let's see what type of test Roxy can do. Can she go out with a bang? Can she go in there and give Casey O'Neill a humbling lesson? Good learning experience. Won't call it a loss. It is a loss, but I'm going to say learning experience. Can she do that? Will she give it her all? I would like to kind of see that, but then I'm like, Casey's got to weed her out. That would be kind of like, I'd be contradicting myself because, like I said, it's time to weed these girls out. I want to see Manon get Jessica I out of there. I want to see Casey get Roxy out of there. Who else has a older partner they're going in there with? Dang, JoJo and Grasso might be that kind of fight. We don't know yet. Yes, I just want to see somebody new and fresh that wants to go for the belt. Like, for the sake of the division, yeah, got to go with Casey. Because Casey, here's the different talk. Y'all see it right here. Look, Casey's good for the division. Casey said, Valentina, I hope she's keeping the belt warm for me. Whereas Roxanne says, my goal was to be in the UFC. My goal was never to fight for the title. What do you want for the division? Right there. 2 different directions, 2 different fighters, 2 different paths all alone right there. Casey said, nope, that's my belt. We're going to get it. Valentina's keeping it warm for me. Roxy, on the other hand, oh no, my goal was being in the UFC. I never want to fight for the title. So 2 contrasting styles right there, ways of thinking. So is Casey going to be too blinded, or is she going to go in there and fight a smart fight, a smart dominant fight? I don't know. So how this is matched up. Darby Crash said, when are we going to see these prospects start fighting each other? We already had a few. Miranda had to fight Macy. Aaron had to fight Miranda. They kind of been doing that already. They had Jillian Robertson and Macy Barber fight. I'd rather them continue to fight the veterans to get them out of here. Get them out the way, then have them fight when they get into the top 10 for a title eliminator. Darby Crash, yeah. Straight said, I want to see Roxy go out a winner. She deserves it. Also want to see Casey win. Add to the 125-pound threat list. Hard to call, but I do enjoy stirring up. Yeah. If Casey wins this and she looks good, I'm gonna have to put her in that top threats. Yeah, I'm gonna have to. Even more so than Aaron at that point, right? Because if she can go in there and finish Roxy, stop her, knock her out, submit her, dominate her, whatever, if she goes in and does any of that, she's going to have to be on my list, right? Because I'm saying that she's a potential threat to the top 10. Not necessarily the champ yet, but to the top 10. So yeah. 2B said, I get the feeling my blood pressure will be dangerously high for this fight. Oh yeah, Palm's gonna be sweating on this one, man, for real. Man, let's see though. How do we see it going? What do y'all pick? Like, how do y'all see it going? Pick a way y'all see it going. What's y'all's prediction? Early prediction. Go ahead and give us your early prediction in here. Let's see, everybody in here from conference, 2B, Straya, Marcus, Tarby, Crash, Straya, Brian, Robot Chicken, Zaman. What do y'all see? How do y'all see this going? Early pick. Early honest pick. Darby said Blanchfield, Casey, or Firo. Who fights for the title first? I think Firo will. Manon probably will. Manon, as long as her path stays the same, I think Manon will. Manon's higher ranked than, not by much, with her being number 14. And if she beats Jessica I, that should put her closer. And I think a lot of people want to see that fight. So I think Manon will get the fight first. Zaba said, didn't Roxy say she wants to be the strongest fighter after that statement, which means she still wanted to be champion? In my opinion, it was like, that was said out of disappointment and bitterness. I don't know. That's where the statement was kind of contradictory, Jamin, because in one breath you say you never want to fight for the title, then you want to be the strongest fighter, whatever that entails. I'm like, I want to be the strongest fighter in the world or champion, but to be, I guess her definition of strongest fighter ain't the same as champion. Because she said those two things in the same statement, so I don't know. Definitely doesn't mean fighting for the title anymore. Brian said if Casey wins, she won't need to say a word except call out what she wants next. 2B said Casey's second round stoppage via ground and pound. Ooh, that's a bold one there. Marcus said my prediction is that Casey will get hit with those choo-choo train punches. Jama said O'Neal by decision, but quite competitive. Robot Checker said who should Casey fight after Roxy? I want to see her fight Gatto personally. If Casey beats Roxy, she should fight up. If Casey beats Roxy, maybe the loser or winner of Viviane Araújo or Andrea Lee. Probably the winner, right? Yeah, Casey O'Neal, maybe she could fight the winner of Araújo or Andrea Lee. Or the winner of JoJo Grasso. Because I think, her and JoJo got a little beef going, There's a little beef. After looking at that interview. Ariel Hawani, he like to stir it up. So I don't know how deep that beef is. He just like to kind of push, he'll ask certain questions about that to kind of get it going. Straight in my list is getting bigger. Well, we might have to do some shifting out, right? Nah, I hate to do that. No, we might have to. Robot Chick said, who should Casey? Oh, I read that. Brian said early pick is Roxy by decision. Yeah, it's going to be competitive. I believe that. Darby Crash said, I got Casey with Roxy. Makes you look bad even if you beat her. Yeah. Yeah, if you don't have certain tools, you are going to look bad. Some will go in there and dominate, but even then they can't stop her. Taylor couldn't stop her. Then, Viviane Araújo 30-27 there, right? Taylor Santos 30-27 there. I think Lauren Murphy 30-27 there. But, she's hard to finish. Robot said, are you going live for the fight? I probably will. Probably go live for this fight. I'm going to probably go live for this fight. Dang, Robot Chicken said third round TKO for Casey. Dang. Yeah, it's going to be good, man. I'm telling y'all, it's going to be a good one. And then we're going to have Manon and Jessica March 5th. Those are some big ones, man. It's weed 'em out season, man. Weed 'em out season. But yeah, man, that's pretty much all I got, guys. Been on here about an hour and a half this time. Let me get up out of here. Probably drop my prediction for the fight Thursday. And yeah, I'll probably jump on do the fight live Saturday. I'll probably be live Friday. Not gonna be live tomorrow though. Or Thursday. Straight said I'm not taking anybody. Yeah, I don't think I'm taking anybody out right now. It's gonna take a losing streak, a major losing streak, to start weeding somebody out. So yeah, y'all. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Like always, make sure y'all subscribe if you haven't. Make sure you hit the thumbs up if you haven't. Because like I said, if you don't hit the thumbs up, guys like Brian won't get notifications. Unless you hit that thumbs up. It's already, been said by YouTube and everything. So you won't get those notifications unless you do that. But yeah, let me get up out of here, y'all. If y'all missed this stream, just go back and look and comment. Like always, Combo Breaker 99. I'm out. Subscribe. Peace.